Beau is Afraid stars Joaquin Phoenix is directed by Ari Aster. Beau has some deep-rooted mental issues that mostly have to do with his mother, and he lives in a crime-ridden area. If you're thinking, isn't that Joker? This film does start off a lot like Joker, but with a much more deranged sense of humor. However, this film goes in so many different directions. At no point did I know where this film was going. This is definitely one of the most unpredictable films I've ever seen. With all Ari Aster's films, there's a theme of family, how a certain family member can affect your life, as you've seen in Hereditary and Midsummer. However, tonally, there's much more in common with the strange thing about the Johnsons. Keep in mind, this film is 3 hours, so if you're on the fence about whether you'd see this or not, watch The Strange Thing About the Johnsons, and however you feel about The Strange Thing About the Johnsons is probably how you're going to feel about Beau is Afraid. I think how much you're going to enjoy this movie is just how strange and absurd you will allow a film to be as you watch it. I was really rocking with this up until a certain point. This film is absolutely chaotic. It really rewards you paying attention all through the chaos. There'll be a million things happening, but there's one thing, if you pay attention to it, we'll see it pay off later in the film, and I really like that. But for me, there was a certain point in this film where, like, no, that's definitely crossed the line for me. I was with you right until this point, and I was being very open minded, but that, not for me. There was also a central theme of people being medicated. This film also has a very morbid sense of humor. I think people might find very distasteful because it deals with a lot of taboo themes, a lot of mental illness. I think people may take this film the wrong way. It reminded me a lot of Triangle of Sadness, where there's very distinct acts. The first, second, and third act are only tied together by a bow being the central character. I haven't looked at the reviews yet, but I assume they're very polarizing. I think some people say this is a masterpiece, it deserves rewatch and dissection, what Ari Aster was trying to say with certain scenes. And I think other people are going to say this is absolute nonsense. I can't believe I wasted 3 hours watching this crap. What the hell did I sit through? Me personally, I give it a 9 out of 10. I would have given it a 10 out of 10 at a certain point in this film. I'm like, no, that's just way too overboard for me. And I think I was being very open minded to it, but it's definitely an incredible it's gonna look like an incredible left turn for people that aren't familiar with this strange thing about the Johnsons, because there's nothing like Hereditary or Midsummer other than dealing with family and how that affects you throughout life. So for me, personally, 9 out of 10. Keep in mind this is an acquired taste. I can see people going to see this and absolutely hating it, see people going into it and thinking it's a masterpiece. But for my taste, 9 out of 10.